Talk to him.
Talk to him.
Talk to him.
Talk to him.
Bro,
What
please,
the fuck,
bro.
man? I'm joking. Stop.
Talk to him.
WillieAnderson, Orlando, Florida, representing TalkToEMTV.
Okay. All right, so what's good, Willie? You know this one is special now, cause you know you my boy now. You know I grew up around Willie, boy. So you know what I'm saying? How we start off the show is like just tell the people like what you know what I'm saying, who like what you do, like you know what I'm saying, like.
Well, you know, community ambassador, man. I really thrive on giving back to the community via coaching basketball. I had mentors who worked with me when I was about 13, 14, just playing community sports at the community centers, downtown Orlando area, Callahan Park, and reached out to Jackson Center. So I kind of grew up in those areas and ended up going to Fern Creek Elementary, Howard Middle School, ended up at Boone High School, and you know the rest is history with the basketball part of it. You know, I was blessed to be able to play multiple sports, baseball, football, basketball, but just kind of gravitated towards basketball towards the end of my high school career, and was able to blossom, man, and do some good things on the court.
So like when you say like you say like basketball, like you know what I'm saying, like, what you know what I'm saying, your basketball big for you though, like you talking about, you know what I'm saying, tell them, you know what kind you play at LSU, right?
Well, I played at LSU via Western Nebraska Community College, and this is something important for kids to know, man, that when it ties the academic piece into it, when we say student athlete, there were some things that I didn't handle on the academic side in the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
Although I was talented on the basketball court, it ties in with academics, the school portion, and I had to go back to night school to finish up some things academically, and that led me to have to go to junior college. Well, not that junior college is a bad thing because it still provides an education, but I just had to go a different route. I was D1, Division I talent out of high school, but ended up having to go to JUCO. So I think this is important for young people, you know, who have aspirations of being Division I players or college players. If you don't handle the academic piece, it kind of detours your route, so to speak.
All right. So like, so you went to the JUCO college before you went to D1?
Yes, but I had several D1 schools recruiting me prior to going to a junior college, and when they read my transcripts, you know, they looked at it and said, you're not a qualifier for a Division I school. Back when I was coming out of school, they had a thing called Prop 48, where you could still attend a Division I school, but you automatically lose a year and you have to sit out that full year, and you get 3 years to play. There was also a thing where when we received scholarship offers, they were 4 years. Now they're year to year. Renewable.
College scholarships?
Yes, college scholarships are now year to year. So
you don't gotta go to the same college for 4 years?
No, you do not.
And you don't gotta. And then I know if you used to switch, you have to sit out like you just said.
You would have to sit out. It depends. Like you would have to send some stuff to the NCAA to try to get immediate eligibility to play if you transferred schools. And there's different loopholes in the NCAA system, just like anything else. I've seen some kids get granted to play when they transfer. I've seen the NCAA snuff some kids.
Yeah. So,
but like I said, you know, back when I came out, there was a Prop 48 thing where you had to sit out 1 year and you could play 3. And it was a 4-year scholarship. Now it's just a 1-year scholarship and it's renewable, meaning the school could give you a scholarship, but if you're not producing or doing some of the right things, they can just tell you, hey, I'm going to bring another kid in at your position. You're going to have to look for a new place.
All right, with you being big into basketball, what you think about that?
I think it's good because it just doesn't tie a kid into one school, because not all kids are just going to go there and do well under one coach.
Do you think it benefit the coach? I mean, do you think it benefit the colleges or the kids more?
Well, right now the student athletes are able to obtain endorsements. So you know, college athletes back when I played, we couldn't get money from outside entities and things like that, or sign endorsement deals with Puma, Reebok, and all that stuff. Kids are eligible. They have it's called likeliness. So you look at some colleges, the quarterback from Alabama, he's already earned $1 million in endorsements before his first college football game, he earned $1 million in endorsements. So the athletes are able to make money. You look at these universities, you know, especially from a college football standpoint.
That's crazy. Now you got college people $1 million now.
Yeah, I mean, but you look at these colleges, when you watch college football on Saturday, they're not filling those stadiums to come watch the coach. And they're making millions and millions of dollars off of ticket sales, off of alcohol sales and things like that. And how much goes back to the kids? None.
Yeah, right though.
And you know, the big gripe is, oh, you're here on scholarship, but look how many millions y'all are bringing in. So a lot of these kids, in my situation, I was raised by a single parent. So me going off to college, I needed every little bit of extra money I could get. You know, whereas some kids might have came from 2-parent homes, they make a good living and things like that. They're able to send money to their kids. My situation wasn't like that. So the stuff that's going on now is actually beneficial to the college athletes.
All right, and then like, so like, even like you just said, like you grew up in a single family home. Like, how you, like, I mean, I'm from Orlando too, so like, how you think it was like back then growing up over there across town? I mean, a lot of people don't know, like, across town is downtown, like it's downtown Orlando basically.
Well, for me, I don't know how you figured this out, but early on I already knew what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I just kind of watched stuff. I could have easily got into the dope game. I could have easily got into the robbing and all that stuff. I was around it.
Yeah.
I was around it. So, you know, we laugh about it, but it's easy to get involved in it because that's what you see every day when you walk outside of your house.
Product of your environment.
And you see the girls, you see the cars, you see the big wad of cash. What kid wouldn't want that? You know, but on the flip side of it, when you start laying down and then you got to worry about somebody kicking in your door or kicking in your window and it's possibly one of your friends, you got to think of different options. So, you know, for me, I knew at an early age that I wanted to play sports. I was good in multiple sports, and I knew if I wanted to go to college, that was my route. I wasn't an A-B honor roll kid by any means, but I was a kid that always did my work. So I always completed my schoolwork. I always surrounded myself with good people, and I had a good base, you know, good mentors involved in my life. So that kind of paved the way for me, and the rest is history. You know, I just followed the game plan and stuck to it, and was able to get a scholarship.
So, like, but I'm saying, like, in that area though, you know, that's because, I mean, a lot, like I said, people that don't know Orlando, that's like a bad area though. I mean, it was bad then, and it's still kind of bad now, but you know, you see they moving a lot of people out, like pushing them out to the outskirts.
Well, that regentrification is definitely moving people out with the tearing down properties and building up houses and things like that. You know, right where my mom lives, you know, they rebuilt some houses. They're selling these houses for $200,000, and they've sold a lot of them in the Paramore district. So it's happening. Yeah, that's a lot compared to, that's low income area. And you're selling a house for $200,000, and people are moving into these areas. So it's rare that you see these 2-story houses being built in those areas and sold for that amount of money. And you look at a lot of athletes across the board, no matter what sports you play, baseball, football, basketball, a lot of these guys are coming from the inner city, where drugs, alcohol, domestic abuse, all that type of stuff is going on. So, you know, it's just a matter of who you surround yourself with. And back when I grew up, you kind of had the OGs where if they saw that you were talented in a sport or things like that, those guys kind of took you under your wing and didn't allow you to intervene in that sort of activity. They kind of push you towards it. Hey, young buck, you know, hey, go over there and do this.
It's a new day.
Shot you a few dollars and things like that. But now it's like when you turn around, a lot of the crimes are being committed by 13, 14, 15-year-olds. These guys already got felonies and things like that. And they don't understand it's a setup for them, because when they get 18 years old, they're just going to pound them in the system.
Yeah, that is crazy though. You watch the news and like most crimes now, they always be like kids that 19, 18 and under. Like you see, it's a lot. I've seen a lot of crimes with like teenagers.
You know, and for me, I work in the school system, so I see it. I've been in the school system for 16 years, so I've seen it all. You know, from young kids, robbing, killing kids and things like that. Yeah, it's a lot, and I think it's misguidance because the younger kids are being raised by aunts, uncles, grandparents, because the parents are still in the streets. You know, age-wise, they're not far removed from their parents age-wise, because you have young adults having kids.
Yeah.
And they still haven't fulfilled their accomplishments as far as the wanting to go to clubs and hang out and be social in the streets. So you have kids raising themselves, or the grandparents are raising them.
Yeah. And I see you just had your first 2 boys.
Well, my oldest is 6 years old and my youngest is 4. It's a beautiful thing, man. But I tell you what, I've been married for 7 years now. Marriage is a beautiful thing. I wouldn't change any way I did everything, because I waited patiently for the right woman for me. When I knew I was done, I was a professional athlete. I played college ball at a high level. The women are there. The women are there. The ability just to, just hang out and live that life that you want to live, it's there. But, there comes a time when you got to mature and just say, hey, you know what? I'm past all that. And I was at that level. I just wanted to settle down with one woman and have a family, and
I see you
I'm
be
blessed.
loving them boys, though. But you think they're going to be hoopers?
I don't know, honestly. I mean, I can't force them to be hoopers because dad hoop, but at the same time, when they reach that age to where they're able to play sports, we got to do something, because kids are expensive. We got to do something.
Yeah. They all got done. My son just started wanting to play basketball, so I'm coaching at Inglewood this year. It's going to be my first year coaching. I got to coach my son now. That's one thing about my son. All my sons, like, he wanted to play soccer. I ain't know what I was out there doing, but I was the coach. Yeah, hey, we gonna kick this ball together. You know what I'm saying? That's just like something that a lot of people get used to. Like, I had other dudes even say something like, "What? That don't even make sense." I'm like, a lot of stuff don't make sense, but that's the way me and my son bond. Like it ain't about the sports to me. It's about that me and him together. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? Anybody can be a coach. Every time you get a coach, you got a man out there with a bunch of other people's kids. Well, so I'm just saying, I want to be out there with my son.
Where there's a different way you can look at this. You can look at it as an involved dad, or you can look at it as an absent dad. And for African American males, we don't have a lot of dads that are involved with our kids. That's why they're out there committing these senseless crimes or doing things that they shouldn't be doing, uncharacteristic things out there in the community, because those kids don't have fathers. You got moms raising all these boys. A woman can't teach a boy how to be a man.
But then hold on, I ain't gonna lie, cause I deal with that with my kids' mama a little bit. Cause I mean, if you watch the live show, we're gonna be talking about a lot of this too. But like don't say when you got a female that think that she can though, it make it harder for the man, because like, all right, I'm gonna give you a prime example. Yesterday, this just happened. I bought at my mama's house. My son, he only won, but this man love to play basketball. Like, he literally go run the ball, he go run, get the ball, he'll run up to you and just keep yelling, eh. He don't even know how to talk. But he wants you to pick him up and put him up to the goal so he can drop the ball in. He'll do that shit 100 times back to back. So I told her, like, I got interviews to do, so let him go with you. But I told her, like, you know what I'm saying, you gotta go to work anyways. She texts me back, well, I had plans with the kids for Saturday and Sunday morning, so can you just get him on Monday? Like, I'm telling her, like, you got all daughters and you. Why you think it's okay for him to be with you more? Like, Prince stay with me. You know what I'm saying? He go to school with me, everything. But I'm like, you run into them baby mamas that really think that they can do it, and then them dads that, some of them dads that just give up, it don't be because we want to. Like, bro, that shit is exhausting. Like, I mean, you got kids by somebody you married to, so like I tell people all the time, it's about experience. So if you ain't feel nothing, you really can't like really tell how it is. But like, it get exhausting, bro. Like, you just feel like not saying I want to give up on my child, but you just feel like, man, I got other kids to take care of. I got business to run. I got bills to pay. I still gotta live. Like, I cannot just relapse and go over there and kick a dough in, take him, or you know what I'm saying? That's gonna get me in trouble. Yeah.
Well, even being married, that's not the say all be all, because you see some people that have gotten married and they've split and it causes division with the kids. So I mean, I just happen to be blessed to have a beautiful wife and a woman with an intelligent mindset. She's very mature and she's family oriented, and we get along well, and we make decisions based around our kids. Just today, like I said, I'm an educator, so my oldest son is in kindergarten. They're out of school today. Me and my oldest son, we just sitting downstairs kicking it this morning, watching TV, fixing breakfast, fixing lunch. We just kicking it, bonding. And he's like, Daddy, go get my brother, because his brother's in daycare. Like, me and my boys, we bond. I go sleep with them, I chill. it's just different. And like on the other side, I have a lot of friends, man. It's like competition. where the female just feels like she's going to punish the male because they're not together or they're not agreeing, and you put the kids in the middle of that and you create controversy, and the system is set up for the woman damn near almost 90-something% of the time.
People don't believe it, and I try to have it. Me and my mama got to that, because I be telling my mom, like, Mom, you all right, my kids, Mama, like, they talk to you. Mom, talk to them for me. My mama be like, just go to the courts, and I try to explain to everybody, like, y'all don't understand, like, bro, a man walking into the courthouse or anything trying to get, like that's like child support court. I go to child support court, my baby mama walking up with a attorney that the state gave her. We just walk in there.
You know, so I mean, like I said, man, it's a battle because you have a dad that wants to be involved with his kid, but then the mom is just so, she's just being so just arrogant about the whole situation and so standoffish to where it's just zero understanding. And then, you know, anytime we get upset or we try to express ourselves, we look like the angry black man, and we do that.
That's why I love Willie.
And we can't do that because we already know in the state of Florida, when you call the police for some domestic violence issue or something like that, all she got to say is he pushed me or something like that. You jammed up. Now you going downtown to fight a case that's going to stay on you. When you got to sign that job application, domestic violence, people going to look at you different. So your hands are kind of tied somewhat. So it's like I said, man, I was just blessed enough to patiently wait that thing out and find the right woman for me to where we don't have those kind of issues. I've heard about them. I've been around it. Yeah. But I haven't had to live it. So I've been blessed in that aspect. Some of my fans have been unfortunate.
You blessed. And because, like, I remember before we go, I'm going to get back to the basketball, but, like, that's what I always say, though. The women with the boys, they only want them while they babies now. Because once that boy start getting 15, 16, that's when they really that's when the mama start thinking like the daddy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Boy, you gotta get the hell out of here. That's why you hear a lot of 16, 17, 15-year-old kids, males be like, my mama kicked me out the house.
But it goes back to what I said. A male can't teach a female how to be a female.
That's why I leave my daughters with their mama.
A woman can't teach a man how to be a man. You can raise him, but you can't teach him how to be a man, because there's just certain things that dads have to discuss with those young men in order for them to grow beyond the conversations of what they're having with their mom. You know, and I know that's going to come one day with me and my boys. Like, we laugh and joke and things like that. And like I said, I'm not one of those dads that's just going to force sports on my boys. There are other things out there for them to be successful. And you know, I'm going to teach them about trades. Like, hey, man, you know, if sports don't work out, get into a trade. You know, I see guys make a nice living, you know, owning a lawn care business. Guys that are, you know, working on ACs, working on cars. Like, there's other things that guys could do, because we just, as African-American males, when we're talented in sports, people just kind of just put us in that area. Oh, they're going to be good in basketball, football, and track. They automatically put us in those categories. There's so many other things that we can do. And I'm not going to limit my boys. The sky's the limit. If you want to be a pilot, hey, I'm right behind you. Daddy going to push you. Daddy going to put you in the right direction, put you around the right people. So, you know, I just think we got to do a better job as dads. And the ultimate goal for our kids can be daddy, son going into being an adult boy. That ain't it, because we know what come along with that, because that stuff turn on you, and it becomes your friends, the ones that's knocking you off.
Yeah, because that's why I try to tell everybody all the time, like, man, my homeboy, he got mad at me because I told him the same thing, because we were talking about kids, and I was like, yeah, bro, but, like, bro, it's a difference, bro, from, like, you know, they be like, man, how I'm going to have a baby with me, I got to make money, but yeah, bro, you got to think about it, bro, you pulling up at your baby mama house on weekends just to drop some money off, or just to pick your kid up for one day, and especially when it's a son, you don't understand. He missing 4 days out the week with you. Boy, that's big with a son. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what I'm trying, like right now, my son be with me all day. I don't hear him cry. The 1-year-old, I won't hear him cry all day. Man, he do this. His mom might call me to start talk. He in the background, all you hear is whining all day. And every time I talk to him on the phone, he whining in the background. And I be like, why he cry so much when he with you? Cause like we won't be around each other that much, but I'm saying like so I be like, why he cry so much when he with you? And she just be like, I don't know, he always be crying. I don't know nothing. This is him. And I be telling myself like, see, that she don't understand. When he with me, I don't see that shit. But like he know I ain't gonna play that.
But you know what too? Like, I look at a lot of talk shows and things like that, you look at a lot of people with money, those people are so miserable because they try to buy their kids.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you this, I'm gonna get you that. They try to buy the kids instead of spending time with them. They substitute money or presents or gifts for time.
For their absence.
You can't do that. Those kids require time. That's why me and my boys are so close. You know, and I, like I said, when I'm out of school and I'm not practicing, I got to get to the house. I got to spend time with my boys. I don't care if it's 30 minutes. Those boys, they realize that, hey, Daddy giving me some time. So I try to my best of my ability to get with my boys every day and spend time with. I think that's key for especially African American male dads.
And that way, because like with Prince, my son, he's so advanced because I take him everywhere with me. Like, you know, I do videos and music, and we travel. Like, even if somebody booked me in Atlanta, he go with me. Like, he go everywhere with me. Like, they know, like everybody know. Like, if I come, he come. So like, he sees so much. He's so advanced. Like, and then like I got a lot of OG people that like my people I look up to, my role models and stuff. So he go around them all the time, everything. So like, I'll tell you, think about it. Man, my son know more people than me, and that's crazy. He only 8 years old. Cause you gotta think about, he still got all these people that his mama know, his mama side of the family. But just all the people he know just from me alone, like they love, like he give more money, like they be just giving him $20 every time he come around. He be finessing them out of money, and they be like, "Damn, your son that told me a whole story about he needed some money for something, and I just gave him the money." And they like, "Man, this man be with you too much." But I be like, "That ain't too much. That's enough." Like, y'all tripping, like, cause like, you know, at the end of the day, like you just said, these dads not there. So like, I was 21 years old before I learned how to start paying bills. I learned how to make money at 16. I don't want to really discourage that, but I'm just saying, I learned how to make money at 16. I learned how to pay bills till I was 21 years old. Like, that was crazy. Like, I knew it was bills or such thing, but you know, we be living with our mama or living with a chick. We be ignoring that because we be living. I like, dang, a bill. After I started wanting my own space, and I started realizing, like, my chicks keep kicking me out, and I got to get my own car. I got to, you know what I'm saying? I started saying, like, damn, I got to pay y'all every month. Yeah. It's like my first car, shit, I was running from the repo man because I told him I was gonna pay him, but I was like, I'm gonna get the hell on. You done gave me the car, ain't giving y'all nothing.
But you know what? You got to look at all that. All that was just you playing around. That wasn't the mature art.
Yeah.
Just being a dad, being a mature man, and things like that, and understanding what you want in life. Because that's, like I said, you know, I had just being a professional, playing at a high level of college basketball. I've been around pros and things like that.
Yeah, we gonna get all that.
I've been around money and all that. So, man, when you've been around all that stuff, when you see just little small stuff, that stuff don't really bother you. You just be like, all right, I already been around that. I already seen that.
See, and that's why everybody do. They be like, why you stop your son from rapping? Like, if he would have kept rapping, he would have blew up. And I told him, I said, man, I stopped him because in the midst of me doing that with him, I had realized that, like, my son is only 8. Like, he can learn so much, and then when he get to a right age, he can make his own decision. Like, I let him rap, he had fun, he experienced doing shows, studios, everything. And we still go to the studio anytime we want right now. But now I got him doing other stuff, like he be doing little acting stuff. I had a new son, so he got his first little brother. Like, other people thought it was a stupid meaning, but I say I wanted to teach him how to be a big brother. You got, like, that's something he had to learn to be. Like, I got 12 brothers, and I only talked to like 2 of them. Like, you know what I'm saying? We ain't close, not because of they don't want to be close. It's because it's all about how the parent connect y'all. Like, I hate getting one son without the other. I want all my boys at the same time, all together. We'll click. That's how we roll. You see one of them, you gonna see all of them.
Yeah, that's important. That's like I said. When I left the house, my oldest son was like, "Daddy, you going to get my brother?" You know, because his brother's in daycare. He wants his brother. You know, so. You know, I think that's important, man. Like you said, man, just having all your kids together and things like that. That's important, man.
Yeah.
Coaching since 2006, so I mean, we got a lot of kids in college. Just had one commit 2 days ago.
Yeah.
So my boys be
with the young kids. I don't know if you gonna ask that.
Yeah, no. We gonna get no. I see, like with Willie, I grew up at the Inglewood neighborhood, sit on the east side. That's where I met him at. Cause I told you he worked there. So like Willie knew me when I was still like young. Like I'm 34 now, but Willie knew me when I was like what? 18, 17. Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. I was the bad kid coming to the gym. I was like one of the kids that come to the gym, and I used to start the shit. Like when I walked in the gym, everybody was happy I was done. Not because I was finna play. The people that were happy on the sideline were happy because they knew I was finna put on a show out there, bitch. I used to be out there being wild.
Comedy.
So,
Straight comedy.
hey, so but Willie was like that person that like Willie just like you say he from cross town. He just knew that like you know what I'm saying. He knew I was from the west side. And he knew we was on the east side now, so he already knew, like, man, the west side kids ain't like these people on the east side, because it's a lot of west side kids that be on the east side now. Yeah. But back when I was like 18, like, I was probably like, it was only a few of us from west side on the east side. Like,
it didn't mix like that.
Yeah, so like I was different.
That's true.
Yeah, but Willie always been working with the kids and like always gave back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's why I wanted, before we go into the LSU stuff, like, you know what I'm saying? Tell her, you didn't even tell them how you coach. Like, you still coach Q6, right?
Yeah, still.
So that's what I'm saying, like,
still co-program director, man.
But that's big though. Willie said, you like me, he just humble. You know who Q6 is, right?
No.
Marquise Daniels, the NBA player. Oh. This is brother.
So that's my god brother. That's my god brother.
Q6 AAU basketball team. He the head person over the whole team and everything.
My nephew was telling me about bro. Yeah, my nephew.
He traveled around the world winning basketball. Like, how many tournaments you won with AAU?
We live right now. We live.
They're not been recorded.
Okay,
ever since you said you started coaching in 2006.
So, after my career at LSU, played 6 years professional, Europe, South America. Been through 3 passports. So, I've lived a good life, you know. When
no, hold on, we don't want to talk about the. I want to talk about the basketball part. I don't talk about LSU yet, cause that's the college life and all that on the road. That's like the stuff you probably would be saying no comment on. But I want to hear about the Q6 part first. I want to get kids out of the way.
Well, the Q6 part is still going. That's nonstop. We're
like how it all started though with Marquise Daniels.
Well, the organization was already in play, and when I came back. I started with an eighth grade group, myself and my backcourt mate from LSU named Reggie Tucker from Tennessee. So we started with an 8th grade group, and we just kind of worked our way up. And then as we worked our way up, the organization needed to go in a different direction. So we just kind of split with another program director who's local. We split, and then I eventually took over as program director. And we really haven't looked back. I mean, we're not a contract organization or anything like that, but we're able to go to any tournament, go to any state that we want to go to. We're responsible since 2006. We've placed over 150 some kids or more at different levels, whether it be JUCO, NAIA, D1, D2. We got a couple NBA guys.
What's one of your? I was going to ask you that. What's one of y'all biggest players that went through y'all program?
A guy that local people would probably know is Kerry Blackshear. Played at Evans High School, 6'10". Played at Virginia Tech. Was ACC All-American. Played at University of Florida. Was preseason SEC Player of the Year. He's now playing First Division in Italy. I've coached another local kid, under radar kid, Eric Griffin. From the Jackson Center area, played for me at Boone High School. He's playing in Israel top division, and he's like a son to me. You know, he was a kid that faced some adversity when he was in high school, and I got him under my wing. And you know, crazy part about that story is a street guy told me, said, "Hey, I got a kid that I need you to see, and I know he'll do well under you." And the street guy just kind of knew what I was capable of doing with inner city kids and kids that are facing a little adversity. Yeah. We had to get the kid, got him out of Evans High School, got him over to Boone High School, and the rest is history. Kids made a nice living for himself, able to provide for his family. And you know, just circling back to the Q6 kids, we're not a sponsored program. We have, I think we have like 5 teams right now. Various age groups, and we're placing a lot of kids in school right now where kids are paying for their own education because they can hoop, and that's what the end game is, you know, where your parents don't have to play because they're making contributions. Our kids pay to play, so we're not a contract team where somebody's sponsoring us. They pay to play, and we set up the schedules and take them to various prestige events to help them get looks from college coaches. And you know, I'm actually working on our schedule for 2022 right now, booking tournaments and looking at things that we're going to do for our upcoming kids. So it's a revolving door. When we set one group of kids off, we invite another group of kids in and embrace the challenge, and the challenge is trying to help those kids get in school. So it's a beautiful thing, man, when you see those kids playing on TV, when you can flick ESPN and you see your kids playing, that you've contributed in terms of helping those kids get to that level.
I mean, like with the team, it's more like my own Marquise. Like Marquise, he hands-on with the team a lot too.
Well, he can't be hands-on as much because now he's a college basketball coach at Auburn University. But you know, when we're in areas, yeah, no, he's an assistant coach at Auburn University. After his NBA career, you know, messed around with some music stuff, and now he's coaching college basketball. So there's some NCAA stuff in there we got to be careful with, where he can't be, you know, messing with recruits and stuff like that. But I mean, he's aware of what's going on in the organization. You know, he's always wanting to know what's going on with the kids. He follows the program. So, and that's always cool, you know, because I told him, you know, we're going to keep this thing running, you know, and represent your brand and things like that. So it's a beautiful thing.
So you're the director, right?
Yes, co-program director, and my buddy Joshua Perry is the other co-director.
All right. So like how for people that don't never know, because I mean, you know me, I know about it. I done been to one of your games too. You be yelling at the kids and stuff. Like on the sideline, he a totally different person. Willie be talking smooth right now. You catch him on the sideline, you think it's gonna be a fight. No, talking about Willie, hey, like you can tell he put that passion into it, because that's when you actually see him. Like you like, what the hell?
Well,
it's my first time at the game. I was like, what the hell, Willie? I was like, why Willie over there yelling like that?
Well, there's a difference between yelling and coaching.
Yeah.
It's not about the tone of what I'm saying. It's the message that I'm delivering to you. Because if you're listening to what I'm saying, I'm coaching you through certain things, but I also allow you to play. So when everything breaks down, there's an understanding and there's a relationship between the player and the coach and the parents. Coach know his role, player know his role, parents know their role. Sit in the stands, cheer for your kid, don't cause problems, and it works itself out.
So how be on the road though? Like how, like, you know what I'm saying? Because I know, you know, that it can get it. You on the road with how many kids that are on the team? And these ain't your kids.
At any given,
I mean, they're your kids. Man.
At any given time, we can have probably about, you know, 30 to 50 kids.
Dang.
But when you look at it, each team usually has about 2 coaches. So we can do this stuff with our eyes closed because we've been doing it for so long. As far as setting up flights, setting up hotels, setting up rental vans, we can do it with our eyes closed, and we've built a respectable brand up. So when we go to events, you know, we're getting on the main courts to where we're able to showcase our kids. But that's because we put in the body of work. We put the groundwork in. You know, at the beginning of this thing, now it's a respectable brand year in and year out, where people already know what you're gonna get when you face Q6 or you see Q6 popping up.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, how many like trophy, tournaments y'all won? You don't know? I'm talking like big tournaments.
I mean, well, it's not really winning tournaments, because most tournaments that you do now, they kind of give you showcase games where you might play 4 or 5 just set showcase games. You don't play like a pool play, so to speak, and end up like in a championship bracket or anything like that.
Oh.
Very rare that tournaments are doing that, because event directors have figured out it's better to give you a matchup that you've always been wanting to play, a team you've always been wanting to play. Let me give you that matchup versus putting you in a pool play and that team's on the other side of the bracket. You might not ever face that team. So they set it up in terms of bracket play or showcase games, and it works out better.
Did they lessen the price of them tournaments? Because, you know, it's expensive.
Well, you gotta look at it like this. Non-live period events, you're probably gonna spend anywhere between $3 and $4 something. Live period events where college coaches are actually in attendance, you can spend anywhere from $500 to about $700 for a tournament. But you gotta look at with our brand, what we bring to the table. So you figure, I had a kid, like, I'll give you an example. I had a kid, Skylar Rimmer, who played for me. He's now an assistant coach for the Milwaukee Bucks, NBA champions. When he came out of high school, out of Boone High School, he had 40 Division I offers. So you figure, when college coaches are invited to these tournaments, they have to pay for booklets. So he's got 40 different schools at various levels, Power 5 schools. If those booklets are going for $200 a piece, you do the math. 40 college coaches, $200 a piece for that book. They bring an assistant, they got to get another book. That's a lot of money. So we bring a lot to the table as well, and that's just one of my kids.
Man, that's not the booklet. You know how much they charge to get in them damn games? Remember, I was glad when I went to your game, you were like, I got a pass for you. I said, boy, you came through. And then you like they don't even do weekend passes no more. They do day to day. So like if it's a whole weekend, like every day you come back to that gym, you gotta pay again.
So you figure. So look at this. So you figure, if you got 500 teams at $700 a pop.
They be having that many teams at a tournament? Yeah. I mean at a showcase?
At tournaments, yeah, because they got different age groups. So you figure if you got, let's just say you got 300 teams.
Damn, that's a lot.
300 teams at $700 a pop, right? That's not even including like the probably $60, $70 weekend whole tournament pass that you get. That's not even including concessions. That's not even including the booklets that college coaches are paying for if they're about $200. How much are these event directors bringing in?
I'm in the wrong business.
Yeah, you're in the wrong business, but at the same time, but at the same time, you look at the kind of kids I got. If I got a kid that's got 40 Division I offers, I'm bringing something to the table. So when I bring my guys, I bring something to it. It's not like I'm coming in empty-handed. I bring something to the table. I'm putting money in the event director's pocket. So why would they not work with me?
To be in is it like you have like a special like title or something to set up?
You don't have to have a title. You just got to be able to, let's say for example, events that go on at the Gaylord Palms. It's probably going to cost you $20,000 to have the little plastic courts that they put down. Once you put that down and you rent the facility, everything else, once you pay everything else, you got to pay your refs. Now you got to bring teams to the venue. If you can get an amount of teams in there to pay for the venue, then everything else is profit once you pay all that stuff off. But I mean, there's money.
So the event coordinator is spending about 30 just to set up them tournaments.
But I mean, they make it back. They make it back. You know.
I know they do, but like he just said, it's 300 teams. So how much in concession? That's what I'm saying. But I'm trying to get into that. Like, I was going to do like an East versus West basketball game, but I've been trying to figure out like a way I can really do something like at Inglewood, cause you know how like I'm good with Dolphin and all them. So you know what I'm saying. I want to try like do like events like basketball, baseball, like you know what I'm saying.
It's there to do. You just got to get the right team in place to market the event. Then you know, like everybody is doing this stuff where they're bringing everybody together in different communities. They're bringing everybody together. When you look at stuff, you know, the vendors and things like that, they're bringing vendors together, and I think that's
210,000.
That's just,
he added up 3,700.
But that's just in that little area.
That's what I'm saying. So even if y'all paid $30,000-$40,000 to set this shit up, they made their money off the team. What the hell?
Yeah. That's like
yeah.
Close to $250,000.
Yeah.
I'm in the wrong. And that's how much they make it in a weekend though, because no tournament lasts longer than like a weekend. And you might every once in a while y'all have them big tournaments that be longer, right? But like a normal tournament lasts a weekend, right? So that's why I say they making that in a weekend, bro.
That's cash.
Yeah.
Damn, I ain't know it like that.
Yeah,
you be having me getting quiet in the middle of the interview. Got me thinking and shit. Trying to.
Hey, but you know what? Like it's the thing about it is that number looks good, but it's a lot of work behind the scenes that's got to be done, and you got to build a quality team. Like I did an event a few years back, great event, but that's just not. I'm not passionate about doing tournaments. That don't make me get up and go.
Yeah.
Like,
now we talking about that though. That is true though.
A lot of work.
It ain't. I mean, it's a lot of. We know just some fat people here that how much somebody make or what they doing, and they don't be thinking about like how hard it was for them to get there or how hard it is to do it. Like that's like me with everything with AP. People see I got all this stuff, and they be thinking that me that like somebody tried to tell me the other day talking about my kids high class. I was like, no, the fuck they ain't. What the fuck? Man, we poor as hell. I just live my life differently. Like I don't go like we said. Like I don't buy $100 pair of shoes. I don't go to clubs buying $200-$300 bottles. I don't go. I hate strip clubs. Not because I don't like girls. Just that I ain't finna throw no money. I got 3 daughters. What I like throwing fucking $200 when I know my daughter always want fucking 50.
goddamn blessing for you to throw it out there.
And that's what I'm saying. So it's just that I live my life different. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like I live my life the same way everybody do, but everybody spend their money the way they want to spend it. I just spend my money investing in my business. So like every time I get the extra money, I just go buy something. Like
They could call you cheap, but
man, everybody tell me I make everybody popular on Amazon because I don't got no Amazon account, so I have to order stuff. Like when I gotta order stuff, I go through other people. They accounts look good because of me. Because every time I get extra money, I'm buying something. Tell my kids like we gotta keep building. We gotta keep building. I teach my kids how to build. They be in here. They know how to work half of the equipment in here. That's how you gotta do it though. But yeah, no. So yeah, I mean, that's a lot of money though for a motherfucking weekend though. That's just $210 off of just the team. That's like what y'all paying. Then they got a concession stand. The merch that they be selling, cause they be selling their own merch.
And tickets at the door.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the tickets at the door. Oh, they making more of the tickets at the door than the teams. Because like man, you gotta think about his kids. So families coming, they bringing the mama, daddy with 3-4 other kids, and they charging $15-20 a person.
No, I thought them shit was
$5 well. You niggas been talking about LBBA or something.
That was back in the 90s.
You might be talking about LBBA. 15, that shit $15-20 a day.
What?
So you gotta think about it. Like if I want to go, if my son played just me alone, I'm spending at least $75 to $100 just to watch him play for that whole weekend.
Yeah.
That's for me. So if I bring my other kids with me, that is gonna be more for them.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
And the coordinators don't give a damn. It be parents complaining because the parents be like, damn, I don't even want to bring all my damn kids because some parents be having 5 kids. I ain't trying to pay fucking.
15 for all of them, that's all right.
And then y'all make the hotels a lot of money. Like think about how many hotels y'all be booking. And that's crazy. Like that. Do you think like just the people, not the people that y'all help make so much money, do you think they give back the LVBA kids like that love that they should get?
I'm gonna say this: the way we built our brand up, we can do it with our eyes closed in terms of how we maximize every dollar.
Yeah.
But like I told you earlier, we help them as well. I bring something to the table, so why wouldn't you work with me?
Yeah.
If you don't work with me, I'm just gonna go somewhere else. I know I got a quality brand. So when it come time to play, people, hey, you want to come to our event here? You want to come? No, I got specific events where I go.
Yeah.
You know, we got a system already in place.
Y'all get invited a lot. Do you get invited a lot of places?
Yeah.
How many events you turn down on like in a month? I ain't trying. I don't know cocky nose.
It's not necessarily turning them down. It's just like
yeah. No, I mean it's just not.
I'm very strategic in terms of where I got to take our kids. I know what certain events have done for our kids. I know what other events have done for our kids. Our saying is this: we're always gonna give anybody a shot. Now, what you do when we give you that shot is totally up to you. Now, if you go there and then we just have a lot of question marks, that Sunday when we've completed the tournament, then 9 times out of 10 we're probably not going back. We're just gonna take our business elsewhere, because at the end of the day we bring in 4 or 5 teams there, and we got a quality product. Not to mention, we got college prospects. So coaches are paying for that book because coaches want to come see our kids play.
How many tournaments do not like y'all go to like in the AAU? Like how many tournaments do they usually have in a year?
Well, you got to think with the older kids. For us, I think right now we got 11 scheduled from anywhere from the end of March till the end of July. So it's typically probably about like March you'll get 1 tournament. April you usually do 3. May you usually do 3. There's a break in session because all kids go back to their high schools in June. Then in July you usually do 3 tournaments.
What's like the biggest tournament though? Cause we about to get to the end of this kids. Cause I got to hear about this at LSU. But like what's like the biggest like what's like that tournament like that you make sure that y'all make it to it every year?
My guys in Atlanta, Under Radar Hoops, they do the best. They do one of the best jobs in the Southeast for especially for independent programs like ours. I think they do.
What you mean by independent program?
Independent
like
means
y'all kids don't pay to play?
No, they pay to play, but we're not a contract team. Like we're not a Nike team, Under Armour, or Adidas team. But you have they have their own leagues, those guys, and then you got the independent teams where you just pick specific tournaments. And you know, that's kind of how you have it.
Do that make y'all bigger because y'all independent? Or do it make y'all look like a
independent programs are bigger, but the top of the food chain is Nike. Nike's top
What
of
they
the food
main
chain.
team at? What Nike main team?
Nike has several teams. It just depends. Like you have the EYBL is Nike. So that's like top of the food chain. You playing for a Nike organization, that's like the ranked guys that you're seeing, the one and done guys, the guys that you constantly read about. The large majority of those kids are playing on Nike programs.
And they get some kind of, they get paid to play like.
Well, because the high school that I coach at, my head high school coach is a Nike director. I'm an independent director, so we work well together because he's at the top and I'm one of the best independent guys. So the perks of being on the Nike circuit are just the media coverage that those kids get, the gear, the exclusive shoes that come out that you never see in the store. Like they get the best of all that. But at the same time, they still got to perform too, because it's how they set those when they sign those contracts. It's almost like, what have you done for me lately? If you don't have any players, then Nike gonna go to the next guy. They want players. They want the next pro.
Do you have any sponsors try to get y'all teams?
We've talked to some guys during this time. We've been doing it since, but I can't be bought, and I just can't have anybody tell me who needs to be on this team or who needs to do this, because I'm a practice guy. And I'm a fundamental guy, and I just, the way I grew up working hard for everything that I got. So I just can't take a kid who's a pampered kid and things like that. I just don't deal well with those kids. I don't even want those kind of kids. I want kids who who gonna learn how to work and obtain something that's grabbable based upon their hard work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Those are the type of kids that I want to deal with. I don't want to deal with pampered kids coming in.
Yeah. That's what's up though. That's big though. So I mean, that's what's up though. That's a big organization though. That's crazy though. That money that like, it's almost equal to college. Shit, cause I was trying to say that how many tournaments the people you say do the best? How many tournaments they do a year?
My guy he's probably at 10 right now. I got it in my phone. He got 10 tournaments that he do at different areas. Oh, they raking in some stuff now. But at the end of the day, you got to feel like, think about this. If Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour are not running their leagues, they don't have events going on at specific times or specific dates, they typically go to independent events. Now, teams like us, we're already going to be there. But now, if you have a rapport with Nike, Under Armour, and Adidas teams, those teams are going to come to your event. So that makes your event even more marketable, because there's a chance that an independent team, like I told you a while back, there might be a contract team that I've always been dying to play.
Yeah.
Now, when they're not in their league play, they're probably going to attend that independent event. When they set it up in bracket play or in showcase game play, me being one of the top independent programs, there's a good chance I go in there and say, hey man, I need you to match me up with such and such. I get that.
They got a ranking for y'all teams?
They do, but that stuff is based upon, kids going to tournaments and all that stuff, like camps and stuff like that. And I'm not a huge go to this camp guy and stuff like that. I'm based off the body of work. When we get in front of those college coaches, when the light come on, you got to produce.
That's what's up though. I mean, AAU, that's a big program. It's good what you do with all y'all doing though. I mean, because I mean y'all teaching kids like the college life ahead of time too though, because like, y'all travel a lot. Because I always thought AAU was better than LVBA. LVBA you just play locally.
Well, with us, we don't even do AAU. It's rare that we do some stuff because AAU is watered down now. A few years back, AAU left Orlando and went to Kentucky. I think it was Louisville for 2 years, and they haven't recovered. So you can literally go out there and look at an AAU tournament and pretty much just point out who's going to win. But it used to be AAU used to bring in the Nike teams and all that stuff, so they don't really do it anymore. So the AAU stuff is watered down. So it's travel ball, but everybody still always says AAU. That's just like the trend that everybody always
so it's just
uses.
called travel ball.
Yeah, it's travel ball, but everybody says AAU, and nobody really plays AAU.
This is the last one before we jump to the college. What's the name? What's the biggest team y'all beat? Y'all beat like one of the ranked teams, Nike teams, anything?
Over the years, we've beat some Nike teams. I've had some really good teams. I think my team that had Rodney Chapman, who's now the starting point guard at Vanderbilt. Denzel Mahoney, who's with the San Antonio Spurs G League team. I Tyson Ward, who's playing top division in Germany. I had some of those guys. I had like 5 or 6 D1 guys on that team, and we knocked off about 6 or 7 contract teams that year. So we've had some good teams, you know, and that's kind of like that's your NBA championship. When you get a crack at those guys, you got to get them then, because that might be the only opportunity you get that year, or maybe in a couple years.
Yeah, that's fair. But that was up though. I got
See that, right? So I'm a Hilton member, right?
Yeah.
So stays. I've already booked our rooms for April. So I booked 15 rooms. I'm gonna get credit for 4 of the rooms.
What you mean, 4 and free?
No, for points.
Oh.
So I got a Hilton credit card. So when we take our teams, we book our 4 rooms. I book my 4 rooms on the Hilton now. When I go there, I pay for all the rooms for the kids pay to play. But I'm getting points for 4 rooms for two days. So then when I want to take my wife somewhere, I got points. I ain't got to buy no room. I go stay at me a nice ass Hilton hotel for nothing. So it's a back kick. So you figure, you got a Southwest Airlines, we catch Southwest. If I book 40, 50 flights with my credit card, how many points I'm getting on flights?
I don't even buy flights. That's a lot. It gotta be a lot, eh?
I'm getting points. So when I want to go somewhere, I'm flying for free based off my points.
I get a ticket then? Look,
So, you see what I'm saying?
Let me buy some points.
Like there's
doing that, or
no, we've been doing
You can
it.
sell points to food stamps, like food stamps.
can't sell
Look, hey, man, let me buy some points.
But you see what I'm saying? The kickback is, you know, you get some kickback when you do it like that. Now we want to do shit. Like we don't. Like I don't pay. Like when the kids pay, they pay for our shit. So whenever we traveling for free. We ain't paying for shit.
But now y'all the coach though, y'all shit.
Yeah, we ain't paying for shit.
Yeah, now the coach shouldn't have to pay. Now you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't get paid to coach.
But you know the real kickback. Like I'll give you an example. Like we have good parents because their kids have a great experience. I got one kid. He was on that team I was telling you about. He's been out of the program 5 years. His dad always says, "Hey coach, just let me know. You need a kid. He needs to be sponsored. Just let me know." You write $1,000 check. I was going through the mail this last year. I'm going through the mail. We shredding shit. I know a certain envelope. The same parent. I already know he sends me a certain envelope, like because he's a assistant president of a construction company. I open it. I'm like, man, what the hell is this? Going there, it's a check in there. I call him. I say, hey, I got this check. I need to get back to you because we didn't use it. Coach, don't worry about that. Put that to use to one of those kids that need it. That's just the type of people we deal with, though. Because his kid had a great experience 5 years ago.
Oh, his kid don't even play for you no more.
No, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like it comes back full circle.
Oh, that's what's up. I thought he still played. He's sponsoring kids.
Yeah, but he sponsors our kids. He ain't sponsoring no white kid. It's always because you know one of our kids always. I got a kid at Wakaba right now, single parent, 4.0 GPA. So I'm gonna use that kid with that. It come back.
And that's what we be needing though, bro. Because like I said, it's people like you, Leroy. Like I said that, like I call you OG. Like people be thinking that like these be like real deal gang members. Like they be like, man, you in the gang, they don't understand like that. Like that is like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's really, and I'm gonna be like that. Cause like I take a lot of kids under my wing and do stuff for them, but I only do it because that's what people did for me. Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? We be needing them people that's gonna be still like we can't reach all of them though. Yeah. But bro, it's a lot of kids that got stories. Like I could really say. Like, it's dudes out there that gonna step up and help you. I can't even say that about my daddy, because that's what I'm saying. I know who he is, but my daddy wasn't there when I was growing up, so shit. But that's what I'm trying to say, people like that, and that's what I'm trying to say, people like you that made me see that, like, bro, you can help other people, bro. Like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But so, boom. Let's get to the college thing before we get out of here, though. So, you went to LSU. How long you was at LSU?
I was there for 2 years, 2.5 years.
So, how it was, like, being, like, a star basketball player at a big college, for LSU a big college?
And I'll just say this, you know, when you are you play at a Power 5 school, you're on scholarship. At one point, I was one of the leading scorers in the SEC. So that's nationally, people are seeing this stuff, what's going on ESPN, all that sort of thing.
So you was on ESPN when you was playing and all that?
Yeah, we actually played a ESPN game against Florida where we beat Florida on ESPN. We traveled down to Gainesville, so I had a lot of people from high school and stuff like that.
Yeah, you right there.
And what was funny is I had my ex-girlfriend there and my actual main girlfriend was there at the game, so that was kind of funny. So that's the kind of stories that you run into. But you know, like the cool part about being a scholarship athlete at a Power 5 school is perks. You know, your own scholarship, you know, the meal plan, the housing. When there's Christmas break, they put you in nice hotels and things like that. Everywhere you go, this girl's gonna know you. So it's just like, just get prepared. Like if you're trying to get down, it can happen. You know, just because the women are there and they already know you. You just have a set of women that are out there, man. They just research you. Those women just looking for those type of guys. What they call them, gold diggers. They trying to find a ticket. So it's there, and you know it's funny, but it's the truth.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's funny, but it's the truth. Where you go to a place you're not from, and just because you play at this particular school, you wear this particular brand.
You're a military.
Those chicks have already researched you and ready to get down. So you know, like I said, man. Again, the perks at LSU, man. Being on that college campus, being a celebrity as we call it, man. It's a great experience, but at the same time, it's work too. Because you got to maintain that. Because if you're not performing, that college coach is looking for somebody to replace you.
Right.
Because you helped that college coach eat.
Yeah.
You know, if he's not winning, then he's going to be looking for a job. But like I said, the perks of it, you know, my roommate was the second pick in the draft, Stromile Swift. That was my roommate in college, so you know, you already know what it is. You know, my other teammate, Jabari Smith, played with the with Sacramento Kings, with Chris Webber and Vlade Divac when they were really good. And his son is right now one of the top power freshmen in the country, playing at University of Auburn, Jabari Smith. I had another teammate, Ronald Dupree, who played with the Detroit Pistons. He's now on the staff with the Milwaukee Bucks, world champs. Had another teammate play with the Lakers, Phoenix Suns, Maurice Carter. So I played with some pros and some guys, you know, that definitely, you know.
What you averaged in points when you was at LSU?
At one point I was averaging like 18 a game. I think my stats kind of piped off at like 13 because I tore my ACL and they balanced it off. So I tore my ACL my senior year, but the experience, I wouldn't have changed it for anything. It was great. I've been back, you know, as far as homecoming and things like that, and it's still all love there. Actually, one of my teammates owns a successful franchise called Walk-Ons. If you go on iDrive, they actually have it here in Orlando. It's kind of got a Louisiana
I seen that before. But
Louisiana fix to it, where it's Cajun food and stuff like that, Louisiana type food. And they actually do college game day there when LSU plays a big game. They do it at Walk-Ons. And that was one of my teammates. He was actually a walk-on, and they carried that concept and got some people behind him. Now it's a successful, like a sports bar. It's similar to like a Dave & Buster's, but doesn't have the games associated with it. You know, they have the big screen TVs and all that stuff. So like I said, man, there are definitely a lot of perks to being at a big school like LSU, but you still got to work hard to maintain that prestige and that professionalism or that star status. You still got to work hard.
What about
on
when
and
you
off
went
the court.
overseas, though?
Overseas is off the chain. Argentina, some of the best places. I'll just name. I've been in Argentina, France, Amsterdam, Copenhagen, Denmark, Chile, Poland, Finland. I can definitely say Argentina, Finland, and Poland stand out. Had a lot of fun at those places. It celebrity status for sure. The basketball part of it was great. Women even greater. And it was just a blast, man. But I mean, I was blessed to have an opportunity to do that, to step out of my community and still use the game of basketball as a platform to showcase my talents, and you know, I was able to experience everything that came along with it, and it was great.
So like, but you know, like I've seen you play, so like I would say like you like if I had to compare you to somebody, you'd be like a Michael Jordan, Kobe. Like you be hooping, but you still be like antagonizing people a little bit. Like you be trying to like, cause you know what I'm saying, you cocky with it, cause you know you don't think nobody can beat you. Remember, like remember how you used to be at Inglewood?
Well, I can tell you that I was the ultimate trash talker, but at the end of the day, people that knew me, they knew I just worked hard, just as hard as anybody. So I was able to back it up because I just refused to let anybody outwork me. And in the Orlando area, I just happened to go to a high school that ran a Princeton system, and I averaged 20 points a game. And I always tell people this, you know, when you talk about some of the great guys that came out of Orlando, Marquise Daniels, Darius Washington, and all those guys, Troy Roll from Dr. Phillips, when you start looking at guys that really did damage basketball-wise, I was in a Princeton system and I scored 20 points a game. Can you imagine me in a system with my ability to play in a system like a Edgewater or Dr. Phillips? I probably would average 50 points a game. And it wouldn't have even been a conversation about who the greatest was if I played at those type of schools, because those same dudes that, you know, some of those guys that are playing at those schools that had crazy stats, I was dominant against those guys, and I was better than those guys. Let's just be honest.
Well, what the hell? They gotta be working on something.
Still going?
Yeah, no, the camera ain't gonna cut out.
Oh, okay. So, you know, it's just like I said, man, it was just, I've always put myself up above everybody else because I felt like I outworked everybody else. And if I just got a whiff to somebody working harder than me, then I just kind of knew I had to just get another workout in during that time. So, you know, but I was blessed, man. I watched a lot of basketball. I watched the Magic Johnson, the Larry Bird, the Michael Jordan. I watched a lot of those guys. And, you know, when you watch guys like that, when you're young, you start trying to work on different things that you've seen those guys do to make them successful. You add bits and pieces to your game, and then, you know, you use it against people.
Did you go to LSU before or after Shaq?
I was actually at LSU after Shaq. Shaq's older than I am.
Oh, okay.
And I was there. I actually went in as the guy that coached Shaq. He was going out. And I was one of the guys in one of the rebuilding stages of the LSU basketball program. And going into my second year, I think that third year is when LSU turned the corner and ended up making the Elite Eight. So it didn't take long to rebuild at LSU. It only took about 3 years.
Okay, then. So, but what's your name? Like, did you ever get to meet Shaq? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I'm good friends with Shaq. Shaq is you know, very involved with Inglewood Neighborhood Center. His father Phil has the lead, very involved in the EYB, the basketball league that they do at Inglewood. And plus, I knew Shaq prior to that. I mean, we're LSU alums, so I've known him outside of that as well.
No, go ahead. You ask him. Oh no, he was trying to ask you about like what you thinking like about the basketball players like on the court today though.
Well, it's different now. I don't even.
I think they soft.
I don't. To be honest. I don't even watch NBA basketball. It's very hard for me to sit there and watch it for longer than 5 minutes. And I just think, and it's my opinion. I just feel like back in the day when you had guys like Bird, Magic, Jordan, those guys played with injuries. Those guys weren't using games as rest games. Those guys genuinely love to play. Now you hear guys talking about, oh, they're resting and things like got to rest their bodies. And I just think it's a disservice to the league, because if I'm a paying customer and I'm paying to watch LeBron James play, I want to see him play. I don't want to
Yeah.
hear anything about.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear anything about fatigue, overload, or whatever they call
And they
it.
never tell you about that shit till the day of the game. Like,
Yeah,
oh, he's resting tonight.
Yeah, you know. So I don't really care for that. And I just think this generation of kids, they're bigger, they're faster, they're stronger, they're more athletic, but we see more injuries from these kids. We see more injuries. They're out longer. They're a little softer. The veterans, man, they just kind of taught you the ropes. It was very physical. If you look back in the 90s and things like that, in the 80s when those guys played, the games was very physical. So these guys going through the hole and doing all these dunks and stuff, those old school guys would have flattened those guys on the ground. So, you know, the NBA is all about entertainment too as well. So it's about views. So if the game becomes boring, defense makes NBA boring because the teams are not scoring and they're not getting views, and it's all about views. So the NBA is going to do everything they can to up their views and make more money. They want viewers to watch those games. So, you know, it's not fun watching defensive teams that really get after it. For me, if I'm watching NBA, I'm going to watch somebody like the Utah Jazz, Chicago Bulls, Denver. I'm going to watch teams that really play quality basketball.
Yeah.
You know, they move the ball around, they share it. I'm going to watch teams like that. That's what I would go watch.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So, like, all right. Well, I mean, we getting close to the end. Like, going forward, like, where you see, like, the whole with the whole Q6. You know what I'm saying? With you coaching. You know what I'm saying? Like, where you just see all of that with, like, you know what I'm saying? Do you see yourself just being a part of basketball? Like, that's your life?
That's just something I do in my spare time. It's not something that I have to do. It's just something I do in my spare time. It's just something I like doing. I really don't have to do it. I'm a dad. I'm a husband first. I'm an educator, and Q6 has just been something that just kind of, that's my safe haven, so to speak. When I'm doing that, I'm really enjoying my time away from home.
At school?
I'm a dean at a high school, so you know I'm a disciplinarian.
Like the principal?
Not the principal. Deans just kind of, you know, we handle all the students that don't want to behave or want to be non-compliant. So that kind of ties hand in hand.
I need to send my kids to your school. I know they getting away with word out there with you at the dean.
That kind of ties hand in hand with coaching, because you got to have disciplined guys. You got to have structure. You got to have organization.
I would have got into all kind of questions about the school system.
Yeah.
Now we got to bring Willie back. Look, I got all kind of excuses. I say, man, I swear to God, every interview I do, by the time I get to the end of the interview, I always be like, we always bring up a topic that be like, man, oh shit. Because we start talking about schools right now, I might well go ahead and change all the SD cards and better, because that's a whole fucking conversation right there. For real.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot of stuff going on with schools, crazy. Like they changing textbooks. Like Texas just took the Black history stuff out their textbooks. Like they don't have to teach students Black history no more.
Stop.
So it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's just crazy shit like that. You can just tell, like, it's just a lot of shit going on in the world that, like, you know what I'm saying? But that's why I got talked to him. It's gonna be, we finna have the shit going on here.
Yeah.
But no, so yeah, I'm gonna have to have Willie back though. Cause you I probably have to do his like I did Strange, like a 2-part interview where it's like, cause her interview was so long I couldn't do it at one time, cause like nobody gonna watch an hour and 30-minute interview. You know what I'm saying? They'll watch a 45 or 30. I mean like a 30-something. Over an hour, ain't nobody watching that. That's why I don't like to go over an hour.
Well, you know, hey, I'm available, man. When you hit me, I already told you what the deal was. I'm there. So, you know.
But look, like, ask him on camera, look, hey, look, you gonna get us an interview with Marquise? Look.
That's gonna be hard. I mean,
because they got so many rules.
He's a college coach, so him being down here, that's gonna be difficult.
Like he gotta live his life like I know him from doing music because he's from here too. But like, what's his name? Like he had to take all his music and stuff down like that when he joined the NCAA.
You gotta figure you're a college coach now, so you gotta. There's this certain image you gotta have to do that, because you're in a different playing field. Yeah. You know, like me, I can't go on camera and act like I'm from crosstown all the time, and you know, and act gangster or whatever they want to call it. I mean, I'm a professional. I'm a dad. You know, I'm a husband and things like that. But you know, if I got to take it there, you know, that's a different place, time and place. But
I get that all the time. Like,
but
you know the cameraman.
But you know, you still got to be you still got to be professional, respectful, and things like that to your profession and people around you and things like that. So, you know, man, I just appreciate you guys bringing me in, man. And you know, like I said, I'm gonna
anybody you want to shout out real quick to this little shout out moment. I do that at the end of every interview. Give them a little
man, just shout out all the positive people out there in the community, helping one another and empowering people to do better things, man. That's what it's about.
All right, my boy WillieAnderson on here, man. We're gonna have him back for a part 2, y'all. So y'all stay tuned, man.
Peace out.
We good. Yeah, that.
Talk to him. Bro, what the fuck, man? I'm joking. Stop.
TalkToEMTV.